Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh everyone and salam sejahtera. So now we are going to proceed with the new subtopic 4.5 elements in group 17. Okay, so group in periodic table means that the element have the same number of valence electron. So what is valence electron? Valence electron is electron that located in the outermost shell or we call as a valence shell. So apakah valence shell tu? Shell yang paling luar dalam satu-satu elemen. Okay, so group 17, kita fokus pada group 17 means that all the elements in group 17 have 7 valence electron. Okay, alright, so group 17 are known as halogen group. Okay, halogen group, and they are exist as a diatomic molecule. Di is a prefix. Di means that two. So that chemical formula of group 17 must be written as like this. So for example, teacher ambil chlorine. So since chlorine is group 17, it is diatomic molecule, we write as a Cl2. Okay, what else? Br. Br is a group 17, so Br2. And then same goes with the other element in group 17 lah. Yang lain pun sama juga. Okay, so group 17 elements ada berapa dalam group 17? They are fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine and tennessine. So tennessine is the new element of group 17 that has been found by scientists. Okay, it is new element discovered by scientists baru je. Okay, so these are group 17 element. Okay, so group 17 element, we have seen this in our daily life. We have used this. Some of the things that we use contains group 17. What is that? So for example, bleach. Bleach ni peluntur. Okay, peluntur ni like for example Clorox lah. So dalam Clorox ada chlorine. Okay, chlorine is a bleaching agent. Alright, so next, bromine. Bromine is a substance in fire extinguisher. Okay, alat pemadam api. And then iodine. For those yang pernah injured, mesti pernah apply iodine kan on the skin. So iodine is disinfectant, pembasmi kuman. Okay. Alright, so now next point is the outermost shell or valence shell of each element in group 17 contains 7 valence electrons. So these are all group 17. So we can see that the valence electron, they have 7 valence electron. Okay, so next is physical properties of element when going down the group 17. First, halogen exists as a diatomic molecule. Macam teacher mention tadi, kena tulis dalam bentuk diatomic F to Br to I to At2 and lain-lain lah Cl2 ke kan. And then they are non-metal. So since they are non-metal, bukan logam, so they are insulator of electricity, penebat. Tak boleh conduct electricity. And then they are poor conductor of heat. Okay, because they are non-metal. And then they also have low melting point and boiling point. Alright, so when going down the group 17, apa yang kita boleh tengok? The physical state. State yang kita dah pernah belajar dalam chapter 2, kita ada solid, liquid and gas. So physical state of halogen at room temperature changes from gas to liquid and finally to solid. For example, fluorine and chlorine, they are gases. And then followed by liquid. And followed by iodine is a solid. This is when we going down the group. What does it mean by going down the group? Macam ni. Okay, this is predictable. So kita tengok daripada top to below. Going down the group lah kita panggil. Okay, so since fluorine dengan chlorine ke atas, dia adalah gas. Followed by bromine, dia adalah liquid. And then tadi iodine, dia dalam bentuk solid. Dia maksudnya semakin ke bawah tu lah, physical state akan berubah. Okay, what happened when we going down the group 17? What happened to the color of halogen? It become darker and darker, semakin gelap. So fluorine is a pale yellow gas. Tadi teacher kata fluorine is a gas kan? And then chlorine, dia jadi greenish yellow gas. Bromine, a reddish brown liquid. It become darker and darker. And then iodine, a purplish black solid. Alright, so next is the melting and boiling point. What happened when we going down to group 17? So the melting point and boiling point increases. So melting point and boiling point is related to heat energy. They are related to heat energy lah. Okay, so apa yang kita boleh kata? Why the melting point and boiling point increase? This is because the molecular size increases. Sebab semakin ke bawah, the number of valence shell pun bertambah, the number of electron pun bertambah. That's why kita kata size semakin besar. The molecular size increases. And then the forces of attractions become molecules become stronger. Okay? And then when the force of attractions between molecules become stronger, more heat energy is required to overcome the attractive forces. Okay, so ini adalah melting point and boiling point. Mesti berkait dengan heat energy. So this is the summary lah. So chlorine, bromine and iodine when going down the group. So physical state change from gas to liquid and then solid. Melting point and boiling point increases when going down the group. Dia jadi semakin meningkat. Because of more heat energy needed to overcome the force of attraction. Okay. So sekarang kita pergi kat properties yang penting iaitu chemical properties. Chemical properties ni adalah reactions yang kita nak tengok yang berlaku dalam group 17. So chemical properties of element when going down the group 17, what happened? Okay, group 17 element have 7 electron in the valence shell. So in the chemical reaction, this atom receive 1 electron and form ions with negative 1 charge. Okay, kita dah belajar sebelum ni group 1, group 1. Okay, atom hanya group 18 sahaja yang stable. Stable ni macam mana? Stable ni when valence electron ada 2, kita panggil duplet electron arrangement ataupun 8. 8, which is octet electron arrangements. Hanya group 18, we call as a noble gas. Okay, when it comes to group 1 ada 1 valence electron. So it is not stable. So that's why group 1, since dia ada group 1, since dia ada valence electron 1 sahaja, dia cenderung ataupun tends to donate electron tu. Bila kalau keluarkan 1 electron je, dia boleh dapat stable electron arrangement. Sebab tu group 1 dia menderma. So bila dia menderma electron, dia donate electron, dia become positive ions. Kita panggil cation ions. Okay, kalau group 17 pula, terbalik. Group 17 dia ada 7 valence electron. So 7 nak jadi stable, dia hanya perlukan 1 saja lagi electron to become 8. Octet electron arrangement. Kan? So that's why group 17 dia has higher tendency to accept electron. How many electron? 1 electron to become stable octet electron arrangement. That's why ditulis kat sini receive 1 electron only. And then form ions kita panggil anion with negative 1 charge. Kenapa negative 1 charge? Negative means dia menerima electron. 1 because it receive 1 electron. Okay, kalau atom tu menerima 2 electron, so dia akan jadi negative 2. Okay, group 17 hanya perlukan 1 electron only, so dia jadi negative 1. Okay, so referring these equations, X the atom lah. Atom yang dalam keadaan neutral. So once it receive electron, kalaulah group 1 dia keluarkan electron tu ada kat belah kanan. Tapi group 17 dia menerima electron, so electron kita kena letak belah kiri. Sekiranya kita nampak electron belah kiri equation tu, so means that the atom receive, accept ataupun gain electron. So once dia gain electron, berlakunya perubahan electron tu, so dia akan jadi ion. Ion ni maksudnya yang bercharge. So group 17 dia menerima electron, so dia negatif. So how many electron dia terima? 1. So negative 1. So kalau dalam chemistry negative 1 kita tak letak, kita letak negatif. So kita faham lah itu 1 je lah. Okay. So kalau senang nak faham, group 1 dia donate 1 electron. Donate tu macam sedekah. Sedekah benda yang positif kan. So that's why dia jadi positive ion. Tu cara nak ingat lah. Kalau yang menerima, so dia akan jadi sebaliknya lah negatif. Tu cara nak ingat. Okay. Alright, so during a chemical reaction, the atom of a group 17 element will gain. Kalau tak nak pakai perkataan gain, kita pakai perkataan receive or accept. Accept berapa elektron? 1 elektron ataupun n elektron, 1 elektron, singular. Alright, to form an ion and with a charge of -1. Thus, achieving the stable octet electron arrangement. Okay, tengok kat sini contoh. Fluorine. Fluorine is group 17. Dia ada 7 valence electron. Dia perlukan satu sahaja elektron. That's why kita letak elektron ni. Kita tulis equations tu. Elektron berada pada belah kiri ni. And then once atom menerima elektron ataupun memberi elektron, dia akan jadi ions. Okay, since yang ini menerima, dia akan jadi negative ions. Kalau daripada segi lukisannya macam ni. Ini adalah proton number of fluorine. Dia ada 9. So kita write as in the form of electron arrangement 2, 7. So dia perlukan satu lagi elektron untuk jadi stable. So elektron datang daripada atom lain. So masuk, dia akan jadilah 8. Bila jadi 8, dia dah jadi ion. Dia bukan atom dah. Atom neutral, tak ada charge. So ini dia dah menerima elektron. So dia akan jadi charge. Dia tutup, ada bracket dengan charge sekali. Charge ni negatif sahaja sebab dia menerima satu saja elektron. So kalau dalam chemistry tak perlu letaklah satu ni, kita buat negatif sahaja. Tapi kalau negatif 2 kena tunjuklah. So kita tahulah dia menerima 2 elektron. Kalau tak ada apa-apa nombor, maknanya dia menerima 1 elektron. Okay? Atom neutral, zero charge. When there are changes in electron number, kalau sama ada dia keluarkan elektron ataupun dia menerima elektron, so dia akan jadi ions. Alright? So Cl pun di group 17, dia perlukan satu lagi elektron untuk become stable. So that's why dia jadi anions, negative charge. Okay, tengok kat sini lah. Alright, so next, changes in reactivity of elements going down, group 17. So reactivity ni kita nak tengok tahap kereaktifan sesuatu elemen tu. Makna kata ada elemen yang more reaktif. Dia sensitif sikit, dia more reaktif. Ada yang less reaktif. Okay, kita tengok kat sini, the element of group 17 are very reactive. So they have similar chemical properties. Chemical properties yang kita tengok kat atas tadi, group 17 menerima elektron. Tapi dia berbeza dari segi reactivity. So ada elemen group 17 ni more reaktif. Ada elemen yang less reaktif. Okay, what happened when we going down the group 17? The reactivity of halogen decreases down the group. Okay, semakin menurun tahap reaktiviti dia. Mana kata yang elemen yang duduk atas, dia more reaktif. Semakin turun, dia semakin kurang reaktif, less reaktif. So, reactivity of halogen depends on what? Kita nak cakap dia more reaktif dengan less reaktif ni kenapa? It depends on the ability of that element to gain one electron to achieve the stable octet electron arrangement. Sebab group 17 ni, chemical properties dia adalah menerima elektron. So, macam mana kita nak bezakan tahap reaktiviti tu, kita kena tengok daripada ability, kebolehan elemen tu menerima elektron. Kalau mudah terima, maknanya dia more reaktif. Kalau dia susah nak terima, dia less reaktif. Okay? Tengok ayat ni. An atom which is easier to gain ataupun to accept or to receive electron, we call as more reactive. Okay, so why? Why when we going down the group, the element, the reactivity become decrease? So this is the reason. So the first, the atomic size increases when we going down the group, semakin turun. Because semakin turun kan banyak, semakin bertambah shell, semakin tambah elektron, so size semakin besar. So what happened? So the outermost occupied shell of halogen become further away from the nucleus. Okay, so ini adalah contoh gambar yang mungkin senang untuk kita imagine lah macam kenapa yang berlaku, apa yang berlaku. So bila semakin kita turun, going down the group, so atomic size bertambah. So what happened? The distant nucleus kat atom kan tengah-tengah tu ada nucleus. Nucleus bercharge positif sebab dalam tu ada proton. Proton bercharge positif. Dia duduk dalam nucleus. Okay, positif ni and then elektron pula bercharge negatif. So dia ada attraction lah. Positif dengan negatif kan attract kan. So dia ada attraction lah, attractive force kat situ. So semakin besar elemen tu, semakin jauh lah kedudukan dia, jarak dia antara nucleus dengan valence electron. So when the force of attractions between nucleus and electron become weaker, so as a result, it is more difficult to attract one electron into the outermost occupied shell. Semakin jauh nucleus dengan valence electron, semakin lemah attraction, force of attractions between them. So what happen lagi bila dah force of attraction tu semakin lemah, semakin susahlah dia nak attract electron dari luar. Electron kan charge negatif kan, dia nak attract tu susahlah sebab dah tak ada attraction ataupun attraction tu dah semakin lemah. Tengok kat sini. Ni contoh dia. Ni going down the group kan. FClBr. Tengok distance dia. Ni adalah nucleus positive charge. And then attractions ada berlaku kat sini sebab electron charge negatif. So since kalau F, fluorine ni more reaktif sebab distance antara positif dengan negatif elektron ni, positif nucleus dengan negatif elektron tu dekat. So attraction tu kuat. So bila kuat, so elektron yang datang senang dia attract sebab dia dah ada force of attraction tu kuat kan. So compared to chlorine dengan bromine, dia semakin jauh. So bila semakin jauh, lemahlah attraction tu. So bila ada elektron yang datang, so dia susah nak tarik. Daya tarikan tu dah lemah kan. So that's why when we going down the group 17, the reactivity of halogen decreases. Reactivity of halogen to depends on apa? The ability to gain one electron to achieve the stable octet electron arrangement. So ini ayat dia. Kenapa reactivity of halogen decreases when going down the group. Alright, so next is reactions of group 17 elements. Kita nak tengok reactions yang berlaku dalam antara group 17 dengan water, metal and alkaline solutions. Okay, so chlorine, bromine and iodine have same chemical properties but different reactivity. So kita ni tengok kat sini, first halogen react with water will form two acid. So satu HX macam ni, X ni adalah referring to group 17 lah, contoh Cl ke, so X ni Cl lah. Yang satu lagi HOX. Ini adalah contoh chemical equations dia. Okay, contoh lah, when halogen react with water, an acidic solution form sebab dua-dua acid kan. For example, reactions of chlorine with water will produce hydrochloric acid and hypochlorous acid. Macam ni lah rupa hypo, ada O kat sini oksigen. Hydrochloric acid, HCl. Alright, so water react with water. Group 17 react with water, they form acidic solution that behave as a bleach, peluntur. Okay, so tengok kat sini, chlorine react with water akan dapat hydrochloric acid dengan hypochlorous acid. Okay, so ini ada color dia lah. Tak perlu hafal pun. Alright, so second, halogen in gaseous state react with, gaseous ni dalam bentuk gas lah, react metal. Contoh metal, iron, to form brown solid. Iron halide. Ini adalah contoh equations dia. X react dengan iron akan dapatlah iron halide. So X is group 17. Okay, when halogen react with metal, metal halide is formed. For example, the reactions of iron with bromine will produce iron 3 bromide. Okay, ini adalah contoh dia. Ini adalah combustion tube. Ini ada iron wool. So kita panaskan. Akan ada gas masuk. So reactions akan berlaku. So metal halide akan terhasil lah. Kalau kita react dengan chlorine, iron dengan chlorine akan jadi iron 3 chloride. Kalau iron with bromine, so iron 3 bromide. Kalau iodine, iron 3 iodide. Okay. So next, halogen react with sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide is a alkaline ataupun base kita panggil. So kalau halogen react with sodium hydroxide solution, it will form water, salt of sodium halide and sodium halide. So ini dia reaction tu lah. And then when halogen react with alkaline solution, metal halide and water will be formed. Contoh reactions of iodine react with sodium hydroxide will produce sodium iodide, sodium iodate and water. Kena ingatlah dia punya produk-produk dalam setiap reactions tu. Okay, ada 3 reactions untuk group 17. Okay, so ini adalah changes in reactivity of element going down group 17 ni teacher nak bagi tahu balik je lah. Okay, ni ada summary dia. So halogen are electronegative. So electronegative means that they have, electronegative ni maksud dia apa? Maksud dia, sekejap. They have higher tendency to accept electron. Kalau lah group 17, kita panggil dia, kita guna ayat electronegative. Electronegative ni adalah high tendency to accept electron. Kalau group 1 apa yang kita dah belajar? Group 1 kita guna ayat electropositive. Electropositive means that easy to lose electron. Itu adalah untuk group 1. Sebab dia memang melepaskan elektron. Kalau group 17, dia menerima elektron, kita panggil electronegative. Tendency to accept electron. And then group 17, negative ions. So gains electron easily to form ions. Tengok kat sini. Halide means that dia jadi ions lah. Kalau fluorine jadi fluoride. Kalau chlorine jadi chloride. Kalau bromine jadi bromide. Okay, going from top to bottom means that going down the group. So what happened? Non-metal of group 17 become bigger. And then nucleus get further from outer shell. Electron are harder to be gained. Susah untuk elektron ditambah disebabkan attractions tu dah berkurang. Tengok ayat Tcer yang kat atas lah. So non-metal form negative ions. The larger the non-metal atom, the harder to gain electron. The harder it is to react with other element to form compounds. So kalau rasa susah yang ni, referlah kepada yang ini. Ataupun ayat Tcer yang kat atas tadi. Yang mana yang lagi senang nak faham? Yang ini. Okay? Alright, kat mana dah tadi? Okay, yang warna merah ni referring to electronegative. So maknanya kalau electronegative, kalau yang kat atas ni dia more electronegative lah. Maknanya fluorine ni lagi mudah terima elektron. So dia more electronegative. Okay. Kalau yang ke bawah ni dia less reactive kan. So dia less electronegative. Okay. Yang warna merah ni refer pada electronegative. Electronegative maksud dia apa? High tendency to accept electron. Yang mana satu? Yang bawah ke yang atas? Yang atas lah sebab dia more reactive. More reactive means that easy to gain electron. Easy to accept electron. That's why dia more electronegative. InsyaAllah nanti by the time you will be expert lah. Okay. So, tengok sini. Reactivity decreases. Why? Tengok balik explanation Tcer. Okay. So that you can do test yourself 4.5 dalam buku teks 1, 2, 3 and 4. So that's all from my videos. That's all from me. Thank you.